Morning everybody. Right, okay. So we're going to fly through this bit and then we're going to try and do a little bit of a practical demonstration. So very quickly, first of all, who we are, what we do. So the small team, there's 12 of us. This is a few out of the photo. But basically we provide for our clients sales, provisioning, which is ordering and equipment, installation, going out onto site and actually doing the physical installation, support if anything goes wrong, fix it, and account. So we have different people in different roles for that. Very quickly, going to run through the products and services we do. These are things to stand up and talk about every week, so we'll know most of these. Connectivity basically is internet services. Okay, so that's from 10 gig business lease lines, full fibre broadband, regular sort of regular office broadband. We can do wireless service, satellite delivery, microwave delivery, LTE like 3, 4, 5G services, all sorts of different types of internet connections. VoIP telephony, basically telephone systems. This is what we've been doing longest actually. This is where the business grew up, doing VoIP telephony. Very, very flexible. Can be used for any size business. We've got several of you here in this room use our services literally just for one phone, and that's fine. But we also look after companies, nationwide companies, branches all over the country, hundreds of extensions. So VoIP's really good because it can work for any size business in any location. So happy to talk to anybody about that. Cloud services is the newest part of our business, but the fastest growing part of our business. Is basically what generally refers to as IT services. Okay, so that's obviously Microsoft licensing, security. It's more about security on IT than anything else now. Backing up your data, make sure you've got secure backups for your data. Obviously, any remote support as well as break fix, fixing things when they go wrong. Business mobiles, we can supply hardware if you want it. If you want Samsung phones, Apple phones, anything like that, we can do that. We can also supply SIM only, if you just want just SIM on its own. O2, Vodafone, EE3, really to all the major networks. Again, all of these services, one thing our clients do like, all of these services come together on one bill. Okay, so it makes it really easy. It's nice and simple. And of course, you get a single point of contact for all of those services. So who do we work for? SME businesses across London, I said London, West End to South End. We say that kind of something cheap. That's where most of our businesses are. But we do literally cover the whole of the UK. If it's in the client's interest, obviously, like we can go to Manchester and do a cabling job, but will be more expensive than someone who's based in Manchester doing a cabling job, right? But so we need to be sensible about it, but we do cover clients. Ideally, we look for businesses, and I know I support some of you guys here with smaller, sole traders, but ideally we look for businesses with 5 people and upwards. Okay, that's really what we're kind of looking for. Up to about 75 is ideal. When you get bigger than about 75, they start having in-house IT support and in-house, they employ someone rather than use us. Single and multi-site, any vertical market. So, probably a business that doesn't use phones or internet or IT services, then probably not for them. But that pretty much us. The only thing we do say is we don't do residential. Okay, it is a completely different market. Ben stands up and talks about his broadband and his mobiles. Okay, I stand up to about broadband and mobiles. Ben does the residential services, we do business services. That's the difference. Okay, so that's that whizzed through very quickly. Right, so we're going to have a little bit of a. Oh, I thought it's like we do all this as well. That's why it's used. Simplicity, service knowledge, trustworthy. One thing we really do try and do is keep this simplicity. We try and keep things simple as much as possible, and mainly because I'm quite simple. But it's so many businesses get frustrated when people go in, when techie people go in and talk techie. So we're going to try not to do that. And kind of to do that, what we're going to do today is a little demonstration, a little quiz. Oh, it's not an actual quiz. But do you know your wine from your land? Right, well, it's a bit like down your arse from your elbow, so I'm still trying to make that. So I'm doing know your WAN from your LAN. Right. Apply this to your house, okay? But exactly the same thing works for business, just on a bigger scale. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to build a little network. Okay? Now, also with the networks, you're going to see bits of cable tracing around. Okay? Now, all the cables are different colours. Okay, but the colour is actually quite insignificant. The reason we use different colours, ideally, in a well-managed conference room, you've seen those big data cabinets with all the different coloured wires in it. The main reason they're different colours, ideally, it's a well-managed conference room, is just to differentiate different services. So, for instance, all your telephone cables might be red. Okay, all your IT cables might be black, and your CCTV cables might be green. Okay, just to help people manage what is what in those cabinets. But it rarely goes that way, as John will know. But ideally, that's what we want to see in a well-managed conference room. They're generally still in use today. There's Cat 5 and Cat 6 cables. Okay, the difference between Cat 5 and Cat 6? One Cat. That's it. I'll send this. I've just cut the ends off. Okay. The black one is a Cat 6 cable, and the yellow one is Cat 5 cable. The only thing you'll see as you click around, you'll see on the Cat 6 the cables are twisted tighter. The internal pairs are twisted tighter. There's a couple of reasons for that. Again, which we won't go into the why, but the point is it delivers the signal faster. Okay, so this will give you, up to about 100 megabits, give you up to 50 gigabits, can get longer, again, not going into that. If you have a little look, you'll just see that the black one, the twists on the cable are a bit quicker, a bit tight. You can make things our service is going to come through quicker, so we're going to get a gigabit speed on the Cat 6 cable. So that's what we're doing now. The first thing we're building a network is you need to connect to the internet. Right now, the internet comes in from outside. So you've got some internet. That's typical one of our installations. So the internet comes in, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to plug the internet into the router. Okay, now the router is the most important thing in your home or business network is your router. Okay, the router is the brains of the operation. All right, the router is what processes everything from your outside internet connection to everything that goes on inside your home or your business. Outside, we're going to call the wide area. Okay? Wide area network. WAN. Got it? Everything that goes on outside our building is our WAN. Everything that goes on inside our building is local to our building, right? Or within our own office, it's within our own home. Okay? So that's going to be our local area network, right? LAN. Brilliant. So we've got all these LAN devices, which we've got a telephone, got a wireless access point, got a few other bits and pieces, but obviously we've still got a router at the moment. Now, I can plug maybe one or two devices into this. Now, if you open your Wi-Fi on your phone, you have to play along with this, all right? So this isn't going to work, because that's not actually but let's use a little bit of imagination, okay? So you're going to open the Wi-Fi now, you're going to see that you've got EBF Wi-Fi, right?
Yeah.
Well, there it is. I mean, you can connect to it if you want. It's not going to do anything. Obviously, I use the typical secure password, hello. But with 3 exclamation marks, because hello is a long way. So, what we're going to do, the first thing we're going to do now is we're going to connect a network switch. Okay? Now, network switches are nowhere near as clever as routers, okay, but they are pretty useful. Right now, a switch just runs like I describe it like the hub of a bicycle wheel. Okay? Everything connects into there. I'm going to connect my router to my switch. Alright? And now I'm taking all that clever stuff that the router does, and I'm now sharing that to my switch. We got that? Mm-hmm. Right. Now my switch is just like the hub of a bicycle wheel, right? It's sending all that information out down to every spoke. Okay? Every spoke being a wire. Alright? So, once we've done that, Paul wants to use the telephone in his office, don't you, Paul? Yes. Okay. We put the phone and plug it into our switch. Okay. And all the way down there, you're far too far away to use this. I take my glasses off now.
My glasses.
Oh, I've got them. I'm giving the right hole. There we are. In the right one. So you're too far away, so let's just pretend you're the other end of the building, okay? So we're going to plug you in here as well. Okay? And that's it. We've basically built ourselves a really nice little network now. Okay, so we've got a wide area network to bring the service in. Okay, it's going to come into our router. Our router does all the really clever brains, okay? That gives every one of you an IP address, okay? It manages the traffic. It makes sure that what needs priority gets priority. And then we can share that out by this blue cable, which is going to the switch. And that's going to allow us to have loads of devices, okay? So in this case, we've got a phone. You just turn around. Plug this thing in, it'll go to a minute. The good thing about these switches is that these will also deliver power out to these devices as well, okay? So now, because we've got this switch which delivers power, you see this is lit up, okay? So it doesn't need a separate power supply. My phone's now working, don't need to plug it in, the switch is giving it power. That goes for CCTV cameras, anything like that. But all of this is your LAN network. Everything that goes on outside is your WAN network. And the point is, to have a really good network, you need to have both parts work. Okay, say for instance, JCB comes along, takes your internet connection and cuts it off. We've got done. All right? Someone's dug up our cable. If you look on your phone, you're still going to see that you've got the EDF network, right? Still going to connect to it. Still going to say, oh, I've got a really good Wi-Fi signal. It doesn't matter. All your Wi-Fi is your LAN. It's telling you your device, your phone, is connecting to these wireless devices. Okay, this router has been dug up down the road somewhere, or someone's driven into the green cabinet at the end of your street. So that's what we quite often see is people saying, well, Wi-Fi is working fine, but I haven't got an internet connection, or vice versa. Yeah? So there's two parts to every network, your LAN network and your WAN network. But both of them need to be working in the best daily break together. So don't you have problems. And that's, I'm probably well out of time, so imagine. I'll make
Very entertaining.
Yeah. I've lost my finger, I don't know what I've done with it.
So,
Where?
there.
There we are. And that was it. Yeah, crammed through that, but anyway. There you go.
Stuart, that was brilliant. Thank you very much. We've got time for a few more questions.
Sorry.
Are all routers created equal? No.
No, massively not. And the router is the most important part. I'm still about your home. The router is the most important part of your network. And if you, I say this with great respect to any domestic provider, they will give you a free router, okay, with BT, Sky, whoever. It's not going to be great, okay? It'll be very, very basic. If you buy a decent Tradetech router, for example, something like that's going to cost you about 250 quid, okay? But it makes a massive difference. It'll be the biggest upgrade you can do to your home network. Don't forget, when one provider says we can offer you better speeds than the other, that's 99% absolute rubbish, okay? Because we're all using the same cable from OpenReach down the road, okay? It's like buying gas from a different place. You change your gas supply, you're not getting different gas. You get the same gas down the pipe, it's getting billed by someone else. And that's the same. So if you're fed up with talk and think, oh, I'm going to move to Sky, probably not going to make that much difference. Changing your router be the best thing you can do.
You can, if your website, you could.
Yeah,
any
so
books on them.
yeah, by any router, you'll need to get your logon credentials different from your Wi-Fi password, but
Yeah.
they will give you that, and you will need to put that information into the router. Yeah, and then you can be able to use it.
Just one thing. Make sure you reset the password from default. I'm about to change the Wi-Fi name on that.
Yeah, I was going to say yeah, it's obviously.
It's now called I am a default password.
What is the best one? Because I totally agree with what you just said. Just about the same speed thing. But what is it actually? If my customers, for example, say, what is the best router? What is the best one that you would recommend?
Okay, so we use DrainTech as default. DrainTech, which are very good. The other thing I would look at but they're very business grade. Okay, so they might be more than most people need. I think TP-Link are a good high-end, they're a decent end residential sort of thing. So TP-Link do a lot of good kit.
Oh,
Thank you very much for your
Thank you.